Just when you thought the Will Smith, Chris Rock slap stuff couldn't get any crazier, it just did. What's up, everybody? My name is JeffLightsYjr with the Black Boss Channel and Victor Formation. Thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe. So, Will Smith, if you've been living under a rock, Will Smith, a week ago now, went on the stage at the Oscars and smacked the hell out of Chris Rock for disrespecting his wife. And a lot of people took, their sides. A lot of people was on Chris Rock's side. A lot of folks was on Will Smith's side. A lot, especially specifically black women, they were on here. They were saying, go Will Smith. That's how you defend your family. That's how you defend your honor. That's how you make sure, sometimes it takes for a black man to smack another black man tasteless to defend his family if they're speaking bad about a black woman, specifically that black man's wife. And there was a lot of people on both sides of the argument. And Will Smith has since apologized twice. He apologized 20 minutes later when he won his Oscar for Best Male Actor. When in his acceptance speech, he apologized to the Academy, and then later he came out and apologized to Chris Rock directly via a statement on his Instagram. Now, his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, who the joke was actually directed towards, hasn't really up until this point given any kind of statement. She posted on Instagram, it's a time of healing and, something about healing, something about mental health, some stuff like that. But now Jada is coming and she's kind of embarrassing the family. Jay-Z had that nobody wins when the family feuds. Well, nobody wins when the person who Will was actually defending embarrasses the family. So Jada Pinkett Smith, via sources, she has come out. This is Us Weekly article that has been published, and this is out right now. And this is what kind of fuels the fire of Team Chris Rock and Team to hell with simps, right? Like, this is what kind of fuels that fire when you see this kind of statement. So you have Us Weekly. They put out this article. It says Jada Pinkett Smith wishes Will Smith didn't slap Chris Rock at the Oscars. They agree he, quote, overreacted. Now, there is a ton wrong with this statement alone. We didn't even read anything yet, but there's a ton wrong with this. And here's what's wrong with it. Will Smith jeopardized everything in defense of his family. And he spoke about, he won an Oscar for portraying Richard Williams, the father of Venus and Serena. And during his acceptance speech, he says Richard Williams would have done anything for his family, he risked it all to defend and did any and everything to put his family in the best situation possible. That's how he alluded to it in his acceptance speech for his Oscar. The problem with that is that when you do that, your family has to reciprocate that emotion. They have to reciprocate your energy. They have to match your energy. This statement alone is not matching Will's energy. You can believe this. Trust me, there is not a problem with Jada believing that he overreacted. But when it comes to the public, you have to stand behind your man. Why? Because he just risked everything for you. The joke wasn't about Will Smith. The joke that Chris Rock made wasn't about Will Smith. It was about Jada. And it was about Jada's bald ass head. I'm sorry, but that's what it was about. Now, obviously, Jada has alopecia that now we all know. We all know what that word means. We've heard that word ad nauseum since this happened. But Chris Rock might not have known that. And whether Chris Rock knew it or not, he's a comedian. And comedians do what? They tell jokes. They make people laugh. And guess what that joke did? It made Will laugh. But Will looked over at Jada, saw she wasn't laughing, and sprung into action in defense of his wife, in defense of his family. But this is the energy that he's getting back. Wishes he didn't slap him. You can wish that. You can't make that public. And when things become public, it's because people want them to be public. And what does this look? This makes Will look silly. It looks like he was defending you for no reason. Let's continue reading. Let's read some more of this. It says, Jada is not angry with Will. Well, that's cool. Well, whatever. After he slapped Chris Rock at the 2022 Oscars, but she wishes he didn't get physical with the comedian. Quote, it was in the heat of the moment, and it was him overreacting. He knows that. She knows that. They're in agreement that he overreacted. A source exclusively tells Us Weekly, about where the couple stands now. During the 94th Academy Awards, Rock made a joke about Jada, and then Will got on the stage and smacked him. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me, Rock said in censored footage. And Will yelled, "Keep my wife's name out your effing mouth." The incident came 3 months after the Scream 2 actress took to social media to address her hair loss a result of alopecia. I didn't know this. Chris Rock probably didn't know this. Who the hell knew that she addressed it? I don't know, unless you follow Jada. Nobody follows Jada. Everybody follows Will. Will's the star in this family. I'm sorry, but it's just the truth. And so it goes on to say that. Now, this is how the internet's opinion isn't everything. Hell, it might not be nothing. But this is how they're reacting. And this is what adds fuel to the fire. People saying she's a narcissist. When they don't respect you, they can not love you. And Will does everything for her approval. This is worse than an entanglement. This dude got to file for divorce. Will needs to go ghost. One thing left. Oh man, we ain't gonna get into that. That man Will can't do nothing right in her eyes. Yes, I'm starting to dislike her more and more. Imagine effing your career off for a girl, and this is how she reacts. Imagine sliding for someone, and they wish you didn't do it. Jada, I wish you had gotten physical. Hadn't gotten physical with that dude. Like, the jokes write themselves. This man can't win for losing. This is how the internet is responding to that headline, to that caption, and rightfully so. Why? Because everybody saw Will do everything in his power to stand up for his marriage. Everybody saw Will do everything in his power to defend his wife, to defend his name, to defend what is his, to defend his family. But no, instead of coming back and saying, "Oh, I support my husband." Yeah, he might have had a lapse in judgment. Yeah, he might not have handled it the best way, but I love my man. And in a career that spans over 30 years, one blemish does not define him. One blemish does not tell you what kind of man he is. I know what kind of man he is. My family knows what kind of man he is. And we're always going to stand beside Will Smith at all costs. No. Jada doesn't do that because that's too good. Jada comes up and says, "I wish he didn't do it. He actually didn't have to do it. I kind of wish he didn't. Kind of embarrassed me." Oh, you just add fuel to the fire. And the thing is, what's so crazy is that Will Smith going up and doing that to Chris Rock does what? Only makes people talk about Jada's head more. It only makes people talk about the fact that Jada is bald even more. Now, when I saw that headline, I was like, dog, this is crazy. But it's actually not that crazy. It's actually right in lock in step with Jada's behavior previously. Now, I'm going to show you a clip from the Red Table Talk. And you can just tell this is lock in step what Jada does. This is a clip from an episode of the Red Table Talk. Well, let me do it like this. And this is Will Smith talking about planning Jada's birthday and everything he went through to make this happen. So this is fair use, copyright, fair use. And let's get into it. Let's take a listen.
The day after her 37th birthday, I hired a team to orchestrate her 40th birthday. I hired a documentary team. I traced mommy's family roots. Her 40th.
So think of this. So the day after her 37th birthday, this man started planning for 3 years her 40th birthday. Just imagine your man's hiring a documentary team. He's tracing back all your family history. He's going to get everything right for your 40th birthday to make it the most perfect 40th birthday, because you only turn 40 once. You only turn 40 once. And he's going all in with all his resources, with all his might, with all his power, with all his star power to make your 40th birthday special. And watch how she repays him. Let's continue on.
His birthday was going to be my thing.
It was going to be a splash.
It was going to be a splash.
Mary
J. Blige performed. I debuted the film, all of that. It was going to be the thing that lifted her out of this midlife crisis. And it was going to be my deepest, most beautiful proclamation of love.
So he's doing all of this because it sounds like at the time Jada wasn't, in a good headspace. She was in some sort of depression. Maybe the relationship was rocky. Just, it wasn't going well. But he's got a documentary team. He's traced back the history of her roots, her family ancestry. He's got Mary J. Blige performing. He's got one of his films is going to debut that same day. So it's going to be a spectacle because Will Smith, the biggest actor in Hollywood. So everybody going to be at a Will Smith premiere. And so all of this to get to celebrate her 40th birthday. Now, listen to how she repays him and see if that doesn't sound familiar.
Love. And she's told me that the party was the most ridiculous display of my ego. Crushed.
Oh my.
Right?
Crushed.
And to this day, I know I was crushed because it was true.
Crushed. He was crushed. He was crushed. The most ridiculous display of his ego? What? This is for you. Because clearly nothing else is working. Because clearly nothing else is actually, helping the situation. This is for you. Your husband is Will freaking Smith. Can he do anything right? Can he do anything right? And see, a lot of people get upset because this kind of behavior by a woman who seemingly has everything, this kind of behavior by a woman who seemingly has a husband that will do anything for her, this kind of behavior is what fuels those brands, those super macho masculine podcasting YouTube hosts that people say that they don't like, but they get hella views and hella subscribers. The Kevin Samuels of the world, the dudes that I absolutely have no respect for, the Fresh and Fits of the world, and except guys like that, they get fuel to their ammunition because of acts like this. Will Smith, 40th birthday party. So this is tickets. Jada's 50 now. So 10 years ago, tried to make his wife's birthday party the biggest deal in the world, and she doesn't appreciate it. 10 years later, at the Oscars, on the biggest night of his life, as far as Academy Awards go, you can't get an award higher than the Oscar, and they know he's going to win. He had a remarkable performance. He was better than all the other guys. Everybody in that building knew Will Smith was going to win his first ever Oscar, and he was going to have a Grammy because he's won a Grammy before, and have an Oscar. He's going to be a platinum-selling artist and a movie star with an Oscar to back his name on it. And he knows it. And during that day, he still goes on stage to smack Chris Rock because he made a joke about his wife, and you can't even appreciate it. This fuels their fire. This is what gives these folks ammunition, the Fresh and Fit guys, the Kevin Samuels, all of these people, they get that fuel because of stuff like this. And they take it out on all black women. Well, it's not all black women, but they can cherry pick because they can be like, Will Smith is the biggest actor in Hollywood, period. If you didn't know, before the Oscars, he just won an Oscar for the best male actor. He's the biggest movie star in America, period. White, black, Latino, Asian, it don't matter. There's nobody bigger than Will Smith. It just ain't. Nobody's name in Hollywood holds weight like Will Smith. Nobody in Hollywood is as diverse as Will Smith. Nobody can do it like Will. And guess what? It still ain't good enough. It still isn't good enough. Now, let's take a listen to another comedian by the name of Earthquake. This is Earthquake. This is Earthquake. I'm actually, not show Earthquake at all, but this is Earthquake on Will and Jada and his thoughts on everything. And he has an interesting perspective. I want you to listen to it. This was him on the Breakfast Club this week.
Sorry for Will, because he's being beaten and abused by Jada. Just say that's what happens when a man is in love with a woman that doesn't love him. And
Woo! Those some powerful words. That's what happens when a man is in love with a woman that doesn't love him. Now that's a bold statement. That's a hell of a statement by Earthquake. But we might have some things to prove it. But let's continue. Let's continue to listen.
He's doing everything to try to make sure that win her love. And I've been there before. You have to make a decision. Either accept it for the love she's getting and just accept that, or just leave it alone. But you will never, ever win her over. Because you can't make a heart feel what it don't. And
you will never, ever win her over. It's like, damn. Will Smith and Jada been married for how long? They've been married since 97. That's 25 years. They've been married since 97. And he still think Jada don't love him. He still think Jada. They've been married since 97, y'all. 97. Let me make sure. Hold on. 97. And he still thinks she don't love him. He still thinks she don't love him. But what would make him say that? Okay, you can say, oh, the entanglement. Well, they come out and said they both knew about the entanglement. They both knew what was going on. That wasn't a secret. That wasn't something that they were hiding from each other. So it can't necessarily be the entanglement. But what can make him say that? I feel for him, and I get. Hold on, let's continue listening to Earthquake because I like where he goes with this.
Personally speaking, I feel sorry for
starting.
She knows her man, and she saw he was about to go up here. A woman that loves you will stop you.
A woman that loves you would stop you. That's interesting.
And then, we do radio. We know the rules of FCC. He was at the Oscars, and Will doesn't even cuss, and he's out here using profanity on a live broadcast. He knows Hollywood. He knows the rules. She didn't try to stop him on there on 2 occasions.
She didn't do that.
And then lastly, man, she had yet to release the statement and say, hey, man, my man is a good man. He lost his cool. It's not indicative of who he is. He got over 3 decades of good work towards the people. He never had that. He lost his cool and nothing. No, she left a statement. I can't quote her, but it's a time of healing. I'm here.
Yeah,
what the hell? Healing season.
Healing season. That was her statement. It's healing season. And now this is the statement. You got healing season. So you get healing season and you get this. It's healing season. Not I love my husband. You get his healing season and wishes he didn't do it. That's what you're getting from Jada right now. Healing season and I wish he didn't do it. What? Your man's career is on the line. You guys think I'm exaggerating. His career, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. Will Smith's Oscar slap is derailing several of his movie projects. A week out from his hitting Chris Rock, Bad Boys 4 and Fast and Loose have reportedly been stalled. And instead of you backing him up, and instead of you saying this is a small sample, this is out of context, this doesn't reflect the man that he is, the husband that he is, the father that he is. Instead of doing all that, you said, damn, I wish he didn't do it. I actually kind of wish he didn't do it. What? And folks wonder why Kevin Samuels can get on this internet, and some people say bash black women, some people say tell the truth, but regardless, he can do what he does and have 1 million people tuning in. Because, how do I point? This right here. This is why. This is why guys like Fresh and Fit, who are hella lame, have a platform and can bash black women and use this. This is they can cherry pick this because the biggest movie star in the world happens to be married to a black woman and he can't make her happy and risk his career, and she still can come out and say, what? She still can come out and say, I wish he didn't do it. Oh my God. Oh my God. This breaks my heart, man, because Will Smith, I don't know Will Smith. I mean, he's a superstar movie person, but I know he deserves better than this. And if you think that's bad, right? Earthquake, he's a well-known comedian, has a special on Netflix, which is hilarious, by the way. My mom's seen it like 5 times. She thinks he's hilarious. He says he thinks Will is in love with a woman who doesn't love him. And that is a pretty bold statement to say. It's like, damn. And it's like, well, what can make him have any kind of validity in that statement? Let's take the entanglement out. Let's not refer to the entanglement. Why can Earthquake say that? Go on The Breakfast Club, which is one of the biggest urban platforms in the country, in the world, one of the biggest radio stations for black people, get most black listeners than damn near anything else. Why can he go on that in New York City and people not be like, hold on, Earthquake, hold on, what you mean? Well, this is one reason why he can do that. I might not know a bunch of reasons, but one reason why Earthquake can do that is because of this. This was a letter written by Willow Smith, Will Smith's daughter, to none other than Tupac when she was a child. The letter reads, "Dear Tupac, I know you are alive someplace. I think that my mommy really misses you." This is Willow Smith, by the way. "Can you please come back? Can you come back so my mommy and me can be happy? I wish you were here. I really do. Love, Willow." This is Will Smith's daughter writing a letter to a dead man, Tupac. This is Will Smith. This is a child whose father is Will freaking Smith, the biggest movie star. Now, apparently, according to the reports, this letter was written when she was a small child, maybe 9, 10, 11 years old. Regardless, Will Smith was a multi-platinum artist. Will Smith was still one of the biggest movie stars in the world. Will Smith is your freaking father. Jada Pinkett Smith is your mother. And even a child understood that Tupac was her mother's biggest love and not her own damn daddy, who was down the hall when she probably wrote this. Not her own father, who happens to be Will Smith, by the way, is her mommy's biggest hero. Instead, at this point, it was a dead man who had been dead at least 10 years. A dead man. Dog, you can't make this up. So when Earthquake says he's in love with a woman that doesn't love him the same, this is what he's talking about. I wish you were here. My mommy is sad. My mommy really misses you. How much do you have to talk about Tupac for your child to know that, one, he is dead or think he's alive, and two, to know that you really, really miss him, to know that you really, really love him when her freaking father is still in the home, when you're still currently married to her father. When people say words like simp and words like Will's in the sunken place and words like she doesn't love Will the same like he loves her, just go back to this letter. Just go back to that, because that tells you everything you need to know. That's pretty sad, dog. That is pretty sad. And now Will Smith, while dealing with the backlash of his slap of Chris Rock, and Chris Rock, by the way, hasn't said anything. Chris Rock gonna make like $100 million off that slap, by the way. I'm gonna probably do another podcast about how much money Chris Rock is gonna make from being slapped, and I think it's gonna be north of $100 million. That's just my thoughts. I could be totally wrong, but I think Chris Rock's gonna come out big from this slap, while Will Smith is having productions delayed and having productions canceled, and his wife's out here saying she wish she didn't do it. You can wish you didn't do it, but you got to stand up for him. Now you're saying, Jeff, that's not an official statement. Yes, but it's a leak. And it's a statement that came from somebody close to the family. And it's a statement that got out. So here's the thing about sports, Hollywood entertainment. When leaks happen, it's because somebody wants it out there. So when reports come out, whether it's a guy gets traded or a guy signing somebody in sports or in Hollywood that this actor is dating who, or this person is doing what, or this person said what, it's because somebody wanted it out there. And so this article, Us Weekly, they didn't just make this up. They put this out there because someone from Jada's camp, someone associated with Jada, told them this. And they wanted this out there. Jada and somebody, these people wanted that out there. And that just continues to embarrass the family. Nobody wins in the family feuds, but very few win when the family's embarrassed and when the family embarrasses the family. Will Smith deserves better. He's going to take a big financial loss. He's obviously taking a hit to his public image that he built for 30 years as a clean cut, fresh prince. Don't like Earthquake said, don't even curse that much. Funny, loving family guy, quirky family, but family guy. And now having movies delayed and paused and potentially canceled, and his wife doesn't even back him up, defend him. It's got to be rough. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Once again, my name is JeffLightsyJr with the Black Boss channel and Victory Formation. Thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button. Subscribe to the Black Boss channel right here. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you